Welcome to our Proactive Studios. I'm Natalie Stoberman, joined with the Principal Investigator with IQ AI Ltd, Dr. Jennifer Connelly. And thank you for joining us today, Dr. Connelly.
Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure to meet with you.
Pleasure is all mine. Now, we're going to be discussing a phase 1 clinical trial for gallium maltolate treatments for patients with recurring glioblastoma. And with this agent and the treatment that's been happening in this clinical trial, how have the patients been tolerating the treatment so far?
So with the clinical trial, we've seen just great momentum and enrollment from our patient population. And what is really exciting being in the clinic room is that patients are tolerating this drug very well. With the trial, we start at a lower dose, and then we have been successful at getting to our third and final dose targeted level. And we have seen no dose limiting toxicities. So, patients with brain tumors, they have a lot to manage with day-to-day life. And so offering them a treatment that they can tolerate well is really rewarding.
And Dr. Connelly, how has the trial been progressing, even for the patients themselves, with possibly having better quality of life?
That is true. So, in the past 15 months, we've enrolled 14 patients, and these patients have all seen prior treatment, including radiation and chemotherapy. And what they share with me many times is that this treatment that they are taking is much easier than what they've experienced previously. And that's allowed them to go out and enjoy the things that we want them to do, the things we all want to do in our day-to-day lives.
And Dr. Connelly, how does this agent possibly apply to other forms of cancer?
So gallium maltolate mimics iron. So we all know iron is important for normal cells. Cancer cells, not only seen with brain tumors, but with other types of cancer cells need more iron. The way that gallium maltolate works is that it is taken up by the cancer cell, and it sort of looks like iron, but it doesn't fuel those cellular processes that iron typically triggers. And so what we see in the glioblastoma population, as well as other cancers, is that gallium maltolate sort of stops the growth of that cancer cell. So I think that, my focus of study is with glioblastoma, but I think there's many opportunities to look at other diseases.
And what kind of plans are being made for phase 2?
So we are busy not only in the clinic room taking care of patients, but also behind the scenes. I have a big team of researchers that are looking at the tissue from our patients. So many of our patients had surgery before starting gallium, and then they have surgery after being on gallium maltolate. So we're looking at that tissue and seeing if we see changes in those iron biomarkers. And that is supporting our theory that this drug is providing benefit. Because we're seeing patients tolerate the drug well, we are in the plans of looking at the next step of clinical trials, including a combination of gallium maltolate with another drug, and then ultimately leading into a phase 2 study where you really start to look at the efficacy of the drug.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing this update with us, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much.